Yo, what up? This is Lupe Fiasco, chilling in Sydney, Australia right now, and you're on Music Feeds.
Thanks for chatting with us today.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Food and Liquor 2, the Great American Rap Album Part 1, drops September 21st. Why the sequel to Food and Liquor?
No real meaning behind that, to be honest. You know, it was just kind of like, almost like a marketing ploy. I feel bad now that people keep asking me about it. It's like, oh, why'd you name it that? Was it like this? Like, nah, I just wanted to...
Do you feel like there's some pressure on you saying, you know, the Great American Rap Album?
No, it's not egotistical. You know, a lot of people gonna think it suck. I already know that. You know, I already know how that's gonna go. It was more like as harmless as the Great American Movie or the Great American Novel. You know,
almost tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's less about the album being great, and it's more about the greatness of America. You know, and what that means. You know, because that's what the album is about. You know, it's about America. You know, it's me talking about America, American phenomenon, American society, American culture, all these different things in my own special way. Some of it makes sense, some of it is relevant, some of it's not, some of it's biased, some of it's not biased, you know, but that's what America is.
Part 1, of course, insinuates there's going to be a Part 2. What are the plans for Part 2?
That's Part 2.
Yeah.
We're going to, as soon as kind of we feel that Part 1 is kind of like peaking, which would be, I think, very soon, you know, definitely before the end of the year, we're going to start rolling out records, you know, for the next one, for the sequel. And kind of in the same spirit that we did the first one, you know, 4 or 5 records. I originally wanted to do a double CD, you know, and I wanted to put it out on Christmas, but you know, the label didn't want to, you know, participate in that. So, you know, okay, we'll do a Part 1 and Part 2, you know, put the Part 1 out earlier than Christmas and then put the Part 2 after Christmas kind of a thing. You know, so that's still kind of the plan.
The album cover, just plain black. What was the inspiration with that?
The entire album is black. There's no pictures or words in the album. It was more to get like, can I get the label to do that? You know, can I make that happen? Can I say, hey, I don't want to put anything in the album and I want to make that happen? And it was like a challenge almost. And I had to go through some legal battles and some wrangling and back and forth. So it wasn't as easy as I thought to put nothing in there. This was like one of the hardest albums that I had to do with putting nothing in it.
How is your relationship with the label at the moment?
It's coming to a close, but you know, we're definitely going out strong. You know, definitely going out with good music. I'm definitely not going to cheat the fans or shortchange myself or shortchange my art for the sake of pissing my label off. It's almost like I'm not even thinking about it. It's just kind of like, let's do these rest of these albums that we got to do together and off into the sunset. You know.
With Food and Liquor 2, you were saying earlier, it touches on your views on American culture. You are quite critical of current kind of popular hip-hop culture in the States, in particular with regards to linguistics. You know, bitch bad, talking about the use of the word bitch. But then kind of subverting it, you know, you got the Audibles to produce it who have worked with Young Money, Chris Brown, stuff like that. Was that intentional? Get a beat that kind of sounds like that ignorant rap stuff that I felt you're being a little critical of?
The beat definitely is modern. You know, it definitely is modern, but it's not, I'm not dissing people. It's more you're commenting on culture, you know, and through the commentation, it becomes like a critique. It's still a fictional kind of story. It's fictional characters, but all that shit happens. You know, that's what happened with me and my experience with hip hop and listening to hip hop as a young man and not having a filter or somebody else telling me what's real and what's not real. So you think that you don't have to pay insurance for a Ferrari. You know, until you buy one, it's just like, oh my God, the insurance is more, just almost as much as I pay for the damn car. You know, when you talk about certain things, you have to use the characters that are there, and you have to use the settings that are there and the plots that are there, because if you don't, then you're not telling that story. Then I might as well talk about something else. So with a song like Bitch Bad, and I can comfortably say that it's something that hip hop promotes more than anybody else. So you're going to use the things that you see in hip hop. You're going to use the videos, and you're going to use the cliches, and you're going to use even the music, the tracks that it sounds like. But it was less about, let me get the audibles because I've worked with the audibles on my albums, you know. So it wasn't like, oh, because you work with them and let me just make it this sneak dissing these guys. Nah, it was like, the track, if Soundtrack had did the beat, I would have got it. You know, if Timbaland did the beat, if the Neptunes did the beat, it would have been the same. And the beat spoke to me about that concept, it would have been the same thing.
Talking about the N-word as it is as well. Do you feel like that kind of takes away from the overall message that people should be trying to, you know, deliver through hip hop?
You have to start giving a shit at a certain point about something, no matter who is going to affect. And one day you're going to have to stand up to your father because he was wrong. Like, you should have never hit my mother, you fucking motherfucker. You're still my father and I love you, but at this moment in time, we're going to talk about you beating my mother. People can say, but that's your father. How dare you say that to your father? You know, how dare you say that to, like, he raised you, he brought you into this world. How dare you talk to him like that? It's like, nah, I've been waiting 25 years to get strong enough, you know, because I watched my father. This isn't my story, ladies and gentlemen. This is just me creating an analogy that's just that serious. So it's that same kind of thing, you know, where it's like, I live on this planet too, you know, and I live in the hood too, and I came from it too. And my friends died by the gun too, and my friends are in prison too. And my friends, you know, were exploited by society too, you know, and I care for the life of my nephew like you care for the life of your nephew too. So who are y'all, the world, who are y'all to tell me what I can and can't talk about?
Take a step away from American culture and society. I feel like you've been in Australia maybe 10 times in the past 5 years.
Yeah, that's probably right.
What is it that draws you here?
Good people, man. Good people. Every time I come here, I'm always inspired when I go back musically to do something, or literally artistic. The last time I came here, I came just to literally watch Big Day Out, you know, and just so happened there was a Picasso exhibit. It was my first. I was like, oh, I've never seen a Picasso exhibit before. I'm going to go see Picasso. Went there twice. It was like, oh, I learned something in Sydney, and again, you know, wow, this is fucking awesome. You know, it's a good place. It's a good place. Even with its fucked up history, you know, which you have to eat as well. It's still a good place, you know.